SMA Nigeria Media proudly presents SMA Yesterday. SMA Yesterday is a weekly journey into the history of the missionaries of the Society of African Missions, from its foundation in Lyon, France in 1856 to the present day. In the inaugural video posted last week, we focused on the childhood of the founder of the SMA, Venerable Bishop Joseph Marie Melchior de Marion, Brésillac. We also presented his missionary vocation and his arrival to India. In this second video, you will learn more about the mission experience of Bishop Joseph Marie Melchior de Marion Brésillac in India, as we present his commitment to ordain Indians as priests and so establish a dynamic diocesan church. This video also highlights the unsuccessful struggles of the servant of God to eradicate the caste system and to promote enculturation in his diocese. Happy viewing.
And during all his time there in India, and particularly during the period when he was bishop, Melchior de Marion Brésillac spoke and wrote about his own deep felt convictions, particularly on three areas. One, the necessity and the urgency for a local Indian diocesan clergy. Because when he came to Pondicherry, there were just 3 native Indian diocesan priests in that large area. The second area of interest that he spoke and wrote about was the caste system. Now, based on Hindu philosophy, this system divided humanity into various social strata. One was born into a definite social grouping. Intermarriage between the groupings or castes was forbidden. And there were other countless restrictions on human freedom. Thirdly, Melchior spoke and wrote about the necessity and urgency for reform of the liturgical rites of the Catholic Church, namely the Mass, the sacraments, and the sacramentals. He wanted to take into account acceptable cultural practices of the local people. And this is what we now call inculturation. His views, of course, met with indifference, and in some cases, strong opposition. And Melchior wrote reports to Rome in which he stressed the necessity and urgency for reform and the need for guidance from the Holy See. But in the meantime, while awaiting such direction, he tried as best he could to advance the work of God, as he called it, namely preaching the word, the gospel, ministering to the poor, the sick, the abandoned, the pariahs, and trying to run a new diocese with very limited finance. But there came a time when Bishop de Marion Brésillac was faced with a serious problem of conscience, particularly regarding the caste system and the customs and the adaptation of the liturgical rites. And so after a long and protracted and agonizing period of discernment, he felt that he had no other option but to resign. And the resignation was eventually accepted by the Pope in 1854. Bishop Melchior was aged 41 and had spent 12 years in India.
We hope you enjoyed this documentary. It is courtesy of SMA Broadcast of the Irish Province. Join us next week as we continue to explore the life and mission of the servant of God, Venerable Bishop Joseph Marie Melchior de Marion, Brésillac. Kindly subscribe to all our social media handles so as to get notified whenever we upload new contents. To get more information about the activities of the Society of African Missions in Nigeria, visit our website at www.smafathersnigeria.org. Thank you.